massive change underway to the way it's done.
The insurance company used to pretty much tell you what cover you need. Now you have to work it out yourself.
Get it wrong, you end up with maybe half a house. As we're about to show you, there is a very good chance you will get it wrong. Here's Hannah.
Our home is usually our biggest asset. Tonight, 2 homeowners are testing the new insurance, working out what their castles will cost to rebuild if disaster strikes.
It's important to know what it's worth and to get that right, because if you don't, you can get stung.
I'm worried about paying too much, but ultimately I'd rather pay more than end up not being able to replace my house to the standard that it is now by undervaluing it.
The experts say there's a real risk for homeowners with the change of insurance.
Every homeowner must do this. Yeah, it's essential. Yeah, otherwise they could be putting themselves at risk of underinsurance.
So nowadays, when they're asking people to estimate their sum insured, they're expecting the people to do what the insurance companies used to do for them. And therein lies the major problem, because people don't know what their house is worth.
It's Darren's job to answer this question.
How much insurance cover do I need?
How much insurance cover do I need?
Shona Cox first, lives in Avondale, West Auckland. Latest CV, $369,000. Remember, that's house and land.
So I'm putting in that it's timber and weatherboard.
Shona's first going to try and work out the rebuild costs herself, using the online calculator provided by many insurance companies.
It's fairly easy. You just need to know the details about your house, how old it is, what sort of, how many rooms, which we all know. And
she got a few things wrong.
On the length of the driveway, I was out by 2 or 3 metres.
She called the sleep out a garage and left out a garden shed.
I think I got it all right the 3rd time. Our final result was $330,708.69.
So that's $330,708.69. How confident is she?
I have to rely on the fact that I put accurate figures into their calculator.
Cue Darren. He's busy looking at
what sort of level of finish, what sort of materials have been utilised in the construction, the quality level. For instance, for roofing, it could be a metal sort of type roofing, or a concrete tile, which concrete tile is more expensive. Make sure demolition's covered, escalation costs are covered, and that it's covered everything, including driveways, retaining walls, fencing.
Darren didn't miss any sheds or the sleep out, and most important, behind this gate, he didn't miss the conservatory. Shona says that wasn't part of the online questionnaire.
I didn't even think about it till you pointed it out, and I'm like, whoops, missed that.
Yeah. Not putting it on her insurance cover would have cost Shona between $15,000 and $25,000.
That's a scary amount of money to leave out.
This new insurance means a lot of research, a lot of extra work and extra cost. Andrew Hooker reckons homeowners will pay whether they get expert help or not.
Firstly, if Mr and Mrs Jones try to estimate the value of their house, they're going to get it wrong. Okay? It's just not that simple. Secondly, if they do properly estimate the value of their house by employing a quantity surveyor, which is, I believe, the only accurate way to do it, they're going to A, have to pay that quantity surveyor, and B, they're going to end up with a much higher sum insured and therefore a much higher premium.
So what's the figure?
The value I've come up with is between $380,000 and $420,000.
That's a worry.
And that's an understatement. Remember, the calculator came up with $330,000. Even with the conservatory taking it to, say, $350,000, it's still come up very short.
When you look at what I did miss and what else I could have missed, I would have had a terrible time later down the track if I needed it.
Darren says most of what Shona missed was simply not knowing the cost of rebuilding.
It was a great experience, but it was scary.
And Claudia was about to get an even bigger shock than Shona.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Claudia McGill and Gabriel live in Orewa, north of Auckland. Her CV is $660,000.
Cash in driveway.
Once again, we've got Darren on the job, front of house and back.
Okay, we have a canopy over the deck.
Claudia's trying the online calculator. Gabriel's helping, sort of. Like Shona, she thinks she's got it pretty right.
Because we only purchased our house last year, a lot of it I already knew, but a lot of people wouldn't know it.
With any system that is user operated like that, it's going to be guesstimate stuff. You know, they ask you questions like, is your house low, medium or luxury quality? What does that mean? dough.
And yes, Claudia had a few problems, like how to describe a laundry that's actually in a cupboard, how to calculate the slope of the land, and should she describe this as an average, a standard build? So what's the calculator say? Rebuild costs?
$528,553.81.
Darren's about to tell her if she's got it right.
The total sort of estimated cost for replacement of your home and all the site works is within the range of $1 million to $150,000.
Wow. Oh my gosh. That is much, much, much more than I would ever have dreamed of. Certainly a lot more than the calculator.
What did Darren see that the calculator didn't? First up, he says this is a quality or prestige build, not just an average or standard one. Huge difference in materials costs. And the site's tricky. Lots of retaining walls, long right-of-way, 25-degree slope, extensive draining. In a disaster, if all this is gone, demolition and replacement costs, huge.
Shocking, really shocking. I got 50% of what the quantity surveyor estimated.
Andrew says these new insurance policies are a huge help for the insurance industry.
The insurance companies will know what their maximum exposure is per policy. So they know that they're limited to X dollars per house, and therefore they can better assess their risk should another Christchurch earthquake occur.
Making sure you get the details right is expensive. Quantity surveyors can charge $500, $700, $1,000 depending on the size and complexity of the job.
Yeah, the average person can't afford that. So I suspect there's going to be a lot of guesswork going on, and there's going to be a lot of underinsured people in the future.
Don't guess, because if you get it wrong, you're only covered for half a house.
And here's the part that really hurts your new insurance premiums. Claudia is up for the $1 million rebuild, ouch. She says cover for that will be just shy of $2,000, almost double her current premium.
And renters, don't think you can ignore this. Your rent is bound to go up if your landlord's insurance